All right, ladies and gentlemen, Yemeni President Rashad al-Alimi has approved the death sentence given to Nimisha Priya, a nurse from Kerala. Now, the death sentence given to Nimisha Priya, who was found guilty of killing a Yemeni citizen, comes despite sustained efforts by several groups for years to effect a withdrawal of death penalty. Nimisha Priya is a native of Kerala's Palakkad. Last week, she was found guilty of murdering the Yemeni citizen in 2017. Now, an appeal in court has been upheld by the trial court verdict giving her the death penalty. Nimisha does not even have the legal aid of a lawyer, and her one possible way to escape the death penalty is blood money. Right, I'm also being joined by our senior executive editor Niranjan Narayanaswamy on the broadcast. Niranjan, this case comes to light from Kerala. Death sentence has been announced for Nimisha Priya. What's the way forward?
I have with me Jane Edapal. Jane Edapal is the convener of the Nimisha Priya Action Council. Jane Edapal, can you hear me? Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Mr. Edapal. Now, we know what has happened in the case. It's been on for almost 10 years now, 9 to 10 years. My first question to you is, what is the status of the request with the Yemeni government? The Indian government has also intervened, but has there been any movement in the last few days?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you, Republic TV, for getting this information to the media. And we are working for the last for more than 4 years as a committee, like Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council from 2020 August onwards. And we are still in positive direction. We still think that we can get to the success in our mission. We can rescue Nimisha from death sentence.
No, but are you saying that you still have some hope? And
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Why are there some talks ongoing that you are aware about, perhaps?
Yeah, we know the issues spreading all over the media, and we are with all those issues. But still, we have a confidence because we started all the negotiation process. That is the only thing. Most of the media persons already reported that the family can give the pardon to the case. Then only she can rescue from the death sentence. So that's what we are planning to do. We already done the first phase of negotiation, and the power of attorney holder Sri Samuel Jerome Baskar, he's leading the case in Yemen. He's the power of attorney holder for Prema Kumari, Nimisha Priya's mother. And we have a legal cells working for this case in Yemen. So they have a good team working for this one. And the recent verdict came from a presidential court. It's a part of the process, because we know that the last resort for every case is to pledging to give a pardon request to the honorable president of the country. So that's what we done after getting the Supreme Court verdict. And unfortunately, it came as in a negative sense. And we expected this one anyway. So anyway, we already planned different type of negotiation process. The first stage of negotiation process already over. So it is in a positive mode. And we still have the hope to get things to be resolved quickly. And the family will give a pardon to Nimisha and family. And we can rescue Nimisha from death sentence.
Who are we negotiating with? You mentioned the family power of attorney. You mentioned the victim's family. Are governments involved? And at what stage are the negotiations in? Who are we negotiating with exactly?
Due to the sensitivity of the case, probably you know that we cannot reveal all of the person's name in front of the media, but probably got a few names from different media persons. Unfortunately, as a convener of this committee, I couldn't give the details of the names of the person who involved on this negotiation. But I can tell you one thing: we already had a team, as I mentioned, like the lawyers and power of attorney holder, and behind Nimisha Priya's mother is there for the last 4 months from April onwards. And so we already contacted different tribal leaders, and they got a good discussions. And everybody is in it is not a smooth case actually. it takes long time to get the ball rolling. And we gave instructions, we gave a lot of discussions. We had a lot of discussions with the tribal leaders initially, and we convinced them, and they partially agreed, and they started, discussing with the family, but not at in the final stage. So we think that we can the government of India can intervene in this sense, and I think there are different discussions going in Delhi. Probably we'll get a little bit more information in the coming days.
How much is the blood money involved, Mr. Edapal? Can I ask you that question? Tell us more about the, for all our viewers watching, tell us about the aspect of blood money. How does the aspect of blood money work? And what is the aspect of blood money involved in Nimisha Priya's case?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the blood money negotiation, it is not like any other Arab countries. Yemen is slightly different. The process is slightly different than any other Arab countries, GCC countries. So the blood money negotiations need to be started actually. The initial phase of the discussions will be taking the pardon from the family. If the family gave the pardon to Nimisha and family, then only they should go to the blood money negotiations. So we are not in a position to give whether the family can agree with the pardon process, and then only the team, the tribal leaders and the government officials, the embassy people and our legal cell can go for the blood money negotiations.
Okay, so from what I've understood, you have just confirmed to me that the pardon has not come in. Pardon is the first step.
Correct.
And after the pardon, the blood money negotiation will come in. Correct?
Yes.
So you
that's
haven't
right.
reached that stage where the question of blood money will come in. Correct? Now my other question to you is, what is the Indian government's role? Is the Indian government helping you with the pardon negotiation in any way, or are they also assisting you in perhaps the negotiation on the blood money? Is there any diplomatic channel also active on this issue?
Due to the nature of the case, actually the government cannot involve directly to the case. That's what we got the impression for the last 4 years working on this International Action Council. So, but the central government already gave a much support from the beginning, and they already posted a solicitor for Nimisha Priya, and they started giving the embassy people and Yemeni Indian embassy at Yemen. They gave much support for each and every stages of the process. So we have still confidence in the government of India intervene in this case seriously, and gave as I mentioned, the negotiating process already started, and we gave the intentions. Our team is giving more details about this case to the government of Yemen shortly.
Okay. My last question to you is on Nimisha Priya. Nimisha Priya itself, what really happened in her particular case as we know it? And why are you fighting for her? Is she innocent? What do we know? What is the family saying? Why don't you tell our viewers what really happened in the case? And if she is guilty, why should India be fighting for her as held by the Yemeni government? Or is she innocent?
We are requesting, actually it is a loaded question basically. So we are requesting Yemen government and honorable Yemeni people and especially the family to give pardon to Nimisha. We are not debating anything about whether the case is good or bad. What happened is happened. So we need to get the pardon from the family as per the existing Sharia law in Yemen, and that's what we are looking for. We are not telling anything against the family. We are not telling that Nimisha doesn't do the crime. The crime already happened, and it was gone through the different legal process. And we are following what the country laws, the law of the country, and we are following the law of the country. And we are requesting the Yemeni people, honorable Yemeni government, give pardon to Nimisha Priya.
So you're not saying she's not guilty. You are saying you will not contest the charges itself. You're saying that she could be guilty.
No, we contested in the different courts in the below court before going to the Supreme Court. So the court have already reviewed different process, what happened in the appeal court, judicial court, and to the Supreme Court, and they gave the verdict. So we accepting the verdict, But still, we are hoping with the existing Sharia law, whether she can get a rescue from the death sentence with getting the pardon from the family, Talal's family.
Okay, my last question to you. Why don't you just tell our viewers in about 30 seconds what happened in 2017? What are the facts that you know, that we know about what really happened that led to her being charged with murder?
Yeah, this is actually every person, probably most of the people, we are in like a country like India, most of expatriates going outside India just for their bread and butter. And for this case, she actually trained nurse, went to Yemen in 2008, and she stayed there. And after that, they got married with a Indian guy, and they stayed there, and they got a child. After that, the situation changes, and that after the different media people, this thing happened, and from 2017 onwards, she is in the jail, and she didn't get any much support in the initial case until Mr. Samuel Jerome interfered in this case in 2017, and different other people. The committee came in 2020, August, I think in the end of August, and we are working as a team. The core committee includes different nationalities, different people in different countries, and it is an international action council working for this cause to rescue Nimisha from death sentence.
Okay. Jay Nidapal, thank you for joining us. That's the Nimisha Action Council that is working to get her released. He's not contesting the charges. He's saying that he is not contesting the charges. And one final question to you, Mr. Edapal. I'm sorry I'm asking you, one question after the other. Is there a benchmark for the blood money? Is there a benchmark for the blood money? Where will you get the blood money from? Who will fund this blood money? Do you have answers to some of these questions?
Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. So basically, this blood money negotiation, as I mentioned, it is not yet started officially. But the pre-negotiation work is started nearly a couple of months back, and the second stage of negotiation will start soon. The first stage of negotiation, the solicitor group already informed state government of India regarding the cost involved. So we already raised fund from public domain, asking for this case, and so much people already contributed, and we transferred the first $20,000 a couple of months before. And the pre-negotiation discussion started. The second stage of $20,000 we released on 27th of December, 2-3 days back, for the second stage of negotiation works. So it is going on with the help of people who is really working for helping Nimisha Priya from descendants all over the world.
Okay. Okay, a lot of questions being answered by the Nimisha Action Council and Jay Edapal. Thank you for joining us. So once again, thank you for joining us, Mr. Edapal, and I'm handing it back to you as I try and get you the big headlines from what he has just said. One, the aspect of blood money has not been discussed yet because the family of the victim has not pardoned Nimisha Priya. So they haven't entered the blood money negotiations yet. He's not divulging details about the negotiating team, because there could be diplomats involved in the Indian government's possible role in helping and playing a role in speaking to the victim's family so that there is pardon given in the first place.
Right.
So we have some of the answers to the questions that we had on one, the pardon, possible pardon, two, the blood money, three, who will play the blood money if it comes down to the question of blood money. Some of these questions are in the public domain, but the headline is nobody is contesting whether she is guilty. They are saying, okay, even if she's guilty, we will speak to the family and see if there's any way we can get her back. Back to you for now.
Right. Niranjan, thank you very much for giving us all those updates. We'll keep a close watch on that top story.